welcome to my channel. Well, let's talk multi-tools and Victorinox, because for the longest time, the multi-tool that I carried, this is a Gerber knockoff, the multi-tool I carried the most was the Leatherman Wave. This was before the pocket clips that they had with them and all that other stuff. It came with a leather sheath. And I loved that. I'd always say, I've gone through a bunch of different, iterations of the Wave. The Leatherman tool, from, the original Super Tool or whatever they had, the first one, all the way, not every, individual one, but each time they made a progression that was a little bit better. Like the first one, the handles were squared off and everything, and then the next thing they came out with, they rounded the handles off and they made tools accessible from the outside. Just little different things like that. But I found the main thing that I used my multi-tool for was the pliers. That was the main thing. This one's different. They push out like that and then open up. The main thing is the pliers, and sometimes I would use the wire cutters. Well, recently I thought, why don't I, since the main thing I'm using is pliers, why don't I go with a Knipex or Knipex? And these are really handy. The only problem is they don't have a wire cutter in them anywhere. Which, how often do you use a wire cutter? Well, if you need to cut wire and you don't have a wire cutter, you're going to wind up just going back and forth bending it instead of cutting it off cleanly. It'll work. Now, these are bulky and heavy, and like I said, most of the tools in there, other than the pliers, a lot of times, to me, most of the other tools are, this one's mostly made for demolitions. It's got a blasting cap crimper here, and this post right here is not an awl. It's for poking into C4 and stuff like that to put your cord in. This one is a knockoff, a Chinese knockoff of a Gerber. Basically, I just picked it up because I didn't want to spend $300 or $200-something for a multi-tool. I just wanted, something like this, and it's okay. A lot of times when I need a plier, I grab for this, but now I'm switching to this. Well, basically, one of the original multi-tools is a Swiss Army knife. And your biggest problem, or my biggest problem on these, is figuring out which model you want, which tools you want, and everything else. Well, the main thing I like is a magnifying glass. So this one is called the Explorer. I went ahead and picked this one up. I don't know if it shows anywhere. Yeah, Explorer Red. Now what was weird was this one was around $50 on Amazon, $45 or $50, and the black version of it was $65. Anyway, I went ahead and picked that up, and I got one of these little pocket clip things. Now, it comes with one of these little rings, and I'm putting this ring up here. Uh-oh, he didn't clean his hands again. I put the ring up here because I'm going to put some paracord in there. Because when this clips in, it's a nice tight clip and everything, but getting it out, this really doesn't offer you much purchase, as tight as that thing is grabbed in there. So I was going to add a little loop to it. I'm just trying this out. Like I said, I just got this yesterday. Nice and shiny. Corkscrew. Yeah, I don't drink wine a lot, but you can put one of those little tiny little ferro rods in there, or an eyeglass screwdriver. And just look at Felix Imler. All the stuff he does with, he uses these tools, different tools, for all kinds of things. But it's a 4-layer, I guess. And it has the all these tools. Usually on this tool right here would usually be a nail breaker, but all these tools, the pulls are really good. So you have the capability of also using this as a, all as a sewer too, as a stitching capability. That's That's always nice. And then you got this thing right back here, which a lot of people don't like. Think, oh, what did you use that for? Well, it's a parcel thing. You put a string through there and you can carry that. You can also use it to lift up bicycle chains and stuff and put them on spokes without getting your hands all greasy. You know, it just, this touches it. I do have a bicycle that I don't ever drive or ride, but I do have a bicycle. I was going to convert it to electricity one day. So that's what's on the back side there. Now in the front, we've got the, the little pin blade. Good snap on these things. And then you got your main spear point. Swiss made. Stainless. And then this one has some pretty big scissors. No, that's not the scissors. Where are they? I'm looking through the lens trying to find this stuff. There it is. I see it now. Yeah, all the tools are easy to get to. The scissors are nice and tight. These are bigger than the scissors you get on the little SD and everything. And, of course, we've seen the magnifying glass, but we can see it again. Let's see. Look into my eye. Look into my eye, says Peppy. A very decent Phillips screwdriver here that you can do at 90 degrees like this if you need extra torque. Or you can go like this. I like this style better than the one that's right here in the middle because you're limited. A lot of times you're trying to access something and you don't always have this width here to stick down close to something. A lot of times this is the only way you're going to be able to get into there. So you've got a Phillips screwdriver on the back that you rarely can use. I like this method a lot better. And that's about it. We've got this, the typical camping things. A screwdriver, a screwdriver tip, a can opener. Now this can opener, the way they showed it use it is you go down like this. They say don't go, beyond this tip right here when you go down, and you just creep forward. It's not a backwards type of can opener where you go, This one it's a forward cutting one. And who's this guy? Okay, we got a bigger size screwdriver, bottle cap lifter, and this is supposed to be a wire stripper, but the way you're supposed to use those is you stick the wire in there. These are usually side by side next to the big blade. And the reason behind that is the way that wire stripper is used is it just kind of like holds. It really only works for very small gauge wire. It locks in place pretty good. Like I say, everything has got it. It's just well made, No, I'm not going to be collecting a bunch of different ones. This is like an inlay here instead of just like a little stamp. It's like silver. And of course you got your never used toothpick. You get a used one of these, you either get the replacement one, they're pretty cheap. And the all-important tweezers. See, they make some good tweezers, man. They're not, if you get a Chinese knockoff one, a lot of times the jaw faces are not parallel, and they basically won't work as a tweezer unless you modify them or something. These you can count on out of the box. So yeah, there we go. That's my little Explorer. All this is missing is a saw, but I've got other ones that got saws. I've got other saws. Pliers, again, I can pair it up with this. Yeah, those two probably weigh more than one of these, but this is bulky. Doesn't fit your hand super well. These are a lot more compact and small. I don't know. Everybody knows the size of these, but they're, I don't know how many millimeters. This is what they measure them by. It's like 90-something millimeters. Like a 95 millimeter or something. I don't know. Yeah, I like them. You can put this also in a, you know, a little knife pouch too, you know, like carrying case. Put it on your sheath. And like I said, I'm going to modify this with the little paracord loop. So all I have to do is grab the loop and pull it out. Like I said, when you put this in your pocket, it does a good job of holding it in, but that's very secure, man. You got a very little nub to try to pull it out on. Anyway, there's my stuff. Oh, also, thank you, Toby and family. They sent me, where is it? Oh, there they are. They saw I was having a problem with those, so they gave me some coping saw blades, because the other one I had was big teeth. So these are 18 teeth per inch and 24 teeth per inch. See little fine blades and stuff right there, a bunch of them. So thank you. Toby and family are still there. Don't forget them. I haven't forgotten them. And I thank them for all that they do for me. But there you go. This is a Victorinox Explorer. And I'll be toting that thing around. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.